So let's talk about the latest trade shakeup between the US and Canada. The Trump administration is once again making headlines by pushing to eliminate what it calls the status quo in trade relations. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, after meeting with Canadian officials, stated that the US wants fair trade and aims to remove trade policies that they believe are restricting American exports. Canadian officials, including Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc and Ontario Premier Doug Ford, sat down with Lutnick and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer to discuss ongoing trade issues. And let's be real, this meeting couldn't have come at a more critical time. Tensions have been rising, especially after Trump's steel and aluminum tariffs officially took effect at 25%, triggering Canada's retaliatory tariffs of nearly $30 billion. This isn't just political drama. These tariffs have real economic consequences on both sides of the border. Lutnick emphasized that the Trump administration wants to address what it sees as overwhelming trade deficits and crushing foreign restrictions. But here's an interesting fact. The U.S. actually runs a trade surplus with Canada if you exclude energy exports. In other words, when it comes to non-energy goods, the U.S. is already ahead. This raises questions about the administration's push for fair trade and what that really means. Intense. Meanwhile, Premier Doug Ford took an aggressive stance by imposing a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to certain U.S. states in response to American tariffs. But just hours before Trump threatened to double his steel and aluminum tariffs to 50%, Ford put that surcharge on hold after securing a meeting with U.S. officials. The back-and-forth moves show just how high the stakes are. Another topic that came up was fentanyl. Trump's administration has been linking the trade discussions to border security and drug trafficking, even though Canadian data shows that less than 1% of the fentanyl entering the U.S. actually comes from Canada. It seems like trade and security are getting bundled together in the negotiation process. At the end of the day, the meeting was described as productive, but that doesn't mean tensions are cooling down. More trade talks between Canada and the U.S. are expected in the coming weeks. With Trump at the helm, one thing is certain. This is far from over. The question now is how Canada will navigate this evolving trade relationship without taking on too much economic damage. Stay tuned, because this trade war is only getting started. Stay subscribed for more videos.